Coming up on tonight's House of Tiny Tearaways.
We're at a dead end. We don't know where else to go. You're not even crying.
Yes, I am!
You're very worried, aren't you? Yeah.
It's the final week here at the House of Tiny Tearaways. Shortly, 3 new families with 3 very different sets of parenting problems are going to walk through these doors, desperate for help from Dr Tanya Byron. Coming into the house this week are 3 families at crisis point because of their children's behaviour. All are hoping that clinical psychologist Dr Tanya Byron can help them tackle their troubles head-on. With just 6 days to focus on the family's problems, can Tanya turn their tearaways and their lives around for good?
Let's try one piece.
No!
This is the first family of the week.
No!
Meet the Galtons, Mum George, Dad Chris, baby Toby, 5-and-a-half-year-old Joseph and 3-year-old tearaway Harry.
Since Harry was about 9 months old, he's been very, very independent. He will not let anyone do anything for him. Kicking, screaming, shouting.
Calm down.
He almost appears to get to the point where he's hyperventilating or having difficulty catching his breath when he's doing it, and he does not stop until he physically can't go on anymore.
He does need total control over every situation. Mummy could help you if you wanted. Just taking his coat off, the zip has to be taken down to a certain position for him then to complete undoing the zip. And if it's not done, the coat has to be done back up again.
Despite George and Chris's background in social and psychiatric care, their training hasn't helped them deal with Harry's tantrums.
He's built up such a reputation of his personality just changing so quickly that other children don't want to play with him. And a lot of people don't see his sweet side, you know, and it breaks my heart. I mean, he's my baby.
Let Luca play with it first. Let's go on a minute. When he has the temper tantrums and he's screaming, he just looks so desperately sad. He's got teenage emotions almost.
He can go from being the sweetest, most lovable, the cutest child you've ever seen,
A cuddle.
And a cuddle?
Yeah.
to being like a little wildcat.
No.
Harry's iron will can lead to potentially dangerous situations outside the home.
We can go out for a walk and he's so determined on which hand he holds, when he holds it. He's not aware of the traffic around him. Oh, Harry! Quite often I just see him so alone. He plays alone. He quite often pushes me away, doesn't want any affection. My worry is if things don't change with Harry, that he won't reach his potential. He'll become isolated.
Wow.
There we go, wipe our feet.
Teddy bears.
On Sundays, Tanya likes to observe the families from her office so she can get an overview of their problems.
Look, that racing car.
Wow, look.
I can play.
I know, you're very good at that, aren't you?
Yeah.
We've got that at home, haven't we?
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to have a go.
Whoa.
Whoa.
God.
Too fast, Harry.
Do it slow like we did at home, darling.
Harry, let me have a turn. Let me have a turn. I have a turn. I have another turn.
Hi,
Hello, how are you?
Not so bad, and you?
I'm Tanya.
George.
Nice to meet you. I know who you are.
I know.
Hello, Chris.
Hiya. All right.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
Hey. Hello.
Hello there.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Yeah, not so bad.
So who are you?
Harry.
Harry who?
Harry Charles Gordon.
Harry Charles Galton, pleased to meet you.
That's
Tanya
my
Byron. Excellent. Very nice to have you in my house.
While Joe and Harry play with crayons, Tanya has a first chat with Mum George and Dad Chris.
Thank you for coming in, and I appreciate it's difficult. What is it that's brought you here? Because this is a big thing to do.
Well, I mean, initially, Harry is always... We never really noticed it as a new baby. Certainly as he got older, he's incredibly independent, strong-willed, just very determined to do what he wants to do on his own, no matter how long it takes. I mean, it's caused a few problems. He's hit people in the street when they've tried to help him. At nursery, he's hit children that have tried to help him, even just tidying up. I mean, even the jobs that most kids don't like doing. He's very determined he has to do that on his own. He plays on his own. He's just quite an isolated child. But he's got quite a temper. Right. He's got a very strong personality.
Right.
You know, people see him, I mean, my mum absolutely dotes on him. I think because he's the most like me.
Right.
You know,
in what way? He looks a lot like you. Totally looks like you. But I mean, personality.
I can flip.
You can flip, right?
Yeah. So he is an awful lot like me.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is this going on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you any thoughts?
We want to know whether it was something we've done.
And what's your instinct? I mean, just what are you bringing to me? Are you saying?
I think it's about 50-50. I think a lot of it, he had that personality and we've kind of fed it. He would have still had that personality, but maybe been better controlled if we hadn't allowed him to become such a strong person.
Okay.
There was one day where Harry was really out of control. He just didn't seem to be in such distress, and he actually clawed his face. And for a 3-year-old to claw, he's still got a scar down one cheek now, and that was 2 months ago.
Probably.
And he's still got the scar, and he drew blood and didn't stop when he drew blood. He did it again, so there was 3 very large scars. I just thought for someone to get so distressed, and it was he said it was because he didn't like people.
So are you kind of on tenterhooks around Harry?
A lot of the time.
We're all, I think as a family and family group, I think Joe, actually, bless his heart, is very good and knows. Sometimes I think it's starting to change. I think he's starting to notice the attention Harry's getting, and Joe's behaviour has deteriorated a little. But in general, Joe is very good with Harry and accepts a lot of it. And
But does his behaviour make the family anxious and fraught at times?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what impact does that have on the two of you?
Well, it just exhausts me. It's a mother's worst fear for your child not to be liked, you know, for it to have an unlikable child. And I see people look at him.
Though.
No,
Everyone
I know he is lovely. I know he's absolutely lovely.
There's two sides to it. Everyone either sees him and sees his lovely smiley face, big brown eyes, cheeky chap, or they see the tantrum side, and that's... You don't want him to be like that, do we?
No,
I know tantrums are normal childhood things, but sometimes... That day where he clawed his face, that was...
For you, that was a horrendous day.
Yeah.
That still really upsets you. Because you looked at your son and thought, what?
I don't know. Don't want him going down that road.
What road?
It just didn't seem... That's not a childhood thing to do.
And where do you see him go in your mind, Chris, when you saw that? And I'm sorry. You're very worried, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah.
So our first family have arrived, the Galtons. What did you sense from meeting them?
At the moment, I see a very, very bright little boy. However, I think that this family is a family on the edge. I think they're very, very unhappy. I think I kept hearing about how Harry has this personality and he looks like me and people say he's me and he can flip out and yes, I can flip out. And you just think, this poor little child. I mean, no wonder he introduced himself as Harry Charles Galton. I suspect he really wants people to know who he is, because it sounds to me that in this family, everybody sees everybody else in him rather than just seeing Harry for who Harry is. And I think that is what this week is about.
Well, right for
You think there's some boys coming, do you?
No, they're not here. I thought they were in the way. They wasn't here.
And with the Galtons settled in, the second family of the week into the house.
Oh, and look, Mimi, look, the seesaw. Like at the park.
These are
Look,
the doors.
there's other people in here. Look. Oh, look at that rocking horse.
Meet the Davis family, Mum Natalie, Dad Matthew, baby Lucas and 4-year-old Amelia, whose eating habits are causing havoc in the family home.
The problem we have is that our daughter will only eat Marmite sandwiches.
Mommy.
And it's causing her a real anxiety with food.
Amelia, listen, stop it.
From the age of 8 months, Amelia has refused to eat family meals.
She was screaming before we get to the table because she can see from a distance it's not a plate and it's a bowl, and therefore she knows it's not a sandwich.
Amelia, listen, let's just talk about it.
She's just scared. She won't even look at it. She doesn't want to touch it. She doesn't want to smell it.
Amelia, can you tell Mummy what it is?
So often she looks so scared. I think, oh, don't do this to yourself.
Amelia,
this is just food.
Just try one piece.
No.
It seems so awful to think she's just turned 4 and she's frightened of a bowl of pasta.
come here, Amelia.
If we get the wonderful results of her actually trying something new.
Oh my God.
If you take that couple of steps forward, something goes wrong, like being sick, because she stores it all in her mouth and she then ends up throwing it all up.
But I just can't bring myself to let her go to bed on nothing at all. So I know she'll eat a Marmite sandwich and that's what I go and do. She's a good little girl. She's happy, she's very sweet, she's very kind with her brother. And so it's really sad when you see her that anxious and that scared about a bit of food. For 3/4 of her life, she hasn't eaten any of the foods that she really needs to grow. And now, you know, there's a major concern for her health.
She's so thin, and you can just, she's just got nothing on her. Sometimes, she looks really pale, and it's, it breaks your heart.
All right, you tried.
We're at a dead end. We don't know where else to go. We don't know, and we don't know what else to do.
Look at those good boys over there eating their spaghetti bolognese.
That's stringy spaghetti, isn't
Look,
it?
and Harry's eating. Look how Harry's got all the stringy spaghetti. Are you watching? Look what they're eating.
Is that nice?
As the Galtons sit down for their first meal in the house, Tanya enters to meet the Davis family.
in my house. So why have you come here this week then?
Because I'm coming here today.
So what, have you come on holiday? Oh, right. Have you had your lunch yet? No?
I want the sandwich.
Now, what if Mummy was to give you something else to eat? What would you do?
She will let me have a sandwich.
So you say, I'd like a sandwich, please. And then let's just say, let's do a pretend game. Let's pretend that Mummy doesn't give you a sandwich. She gives you something completely...
No.
Is that what you do? So what are your favourite things to eat in the whole world?
Sandwich.
Yeah.
And yogurts and cake and Crispies and biscuits.
Okay.
Of one particular kind.
Very brand specific.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you like chicken? Do you like fruit? What fruit do you like?
Just apple.
Apple. Do you like banana? Do you like peas? Sweet corn? No, 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 no. And a big fat no. Okie doke. And if you had to eat some of those, what would you do?
Amelia, don't play.
I don't know.
Do you think you get quite cross? Yes. Okie doke. And when you get cross, can you show me what your face looks like? Oh, goodness me. That's the scariest face I ever did see. Do you do that face? Do you? Right, so she's pretty clear about what the problem is.
Yeah.
Right. What have you tried? Obviously, you've obviously been worried about this. You've tried lots of different things. What have you done?
We've tried general putting something else down, going back over the years, because it is years. So when we've gone from the basic of trying to spoon feed something in to her mouth that she was point blankly refusing.
Right.
Taking it away. It depends on our frame of mind, to be honest, as well, and how strong I can be about how long I can drag it out. So I will put out something else, and if she won't eat it, she goes without. And I did it for a few days where I was like, right, but I then ended up that she'd eat breakfast and she had nothing all day. Because she would go through lunch without eating,
So she's very controlling at mealtimes?
Yeah, completely controlling.
Right. Do you see this behaviour any other time of the day?
Yeah, she's a strong character. I mean,
Right.
she's got natural stubbornness is in her.
It's 1 o'clock and 3-year-old Harry has been eating a plate of spaghetti for 10 minutes.
Shall I cut your spaghetti up for you, Harry? Yeah, we're cutting it all up, darling.
I want it cut up.
Oh, it has to be cut. Don't use your fingers, darling. I'm cutting it so you don't have to use your fingers.
I want it cut.
I'm cutting it for you. Yeah? No.
I want it cut.
It's got to be cut, darling, because you can't eat it otherwise. Right, let go.
Harry, you can't
Harry,
use
let
the
go.
knife, darling. Knives are dangerous.
No. Harry, let go of it, please. No, I'm doing it. Okay? Right.
It's got it right by the blade.
Okay. Harry, look. And you can eat it easy, you don't have to use your fingers.
Mum, I didn't want any of this.
There you go.
What?
I don't want this.
Yeah, eat
You need
it.
to eat it up. Makes you big and
No,
strong.
I don't want it, it's your
I
dinner.
don't want to be this.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
What, because I cut it up?
Please.
No.
You love spaghetti.
If Mummy or Daddy have to tell you again, we'll put you in your bedroom.
I'm not going to talk.
You don't have to talk to me. I'm telling you.
Please don't kick me. If you want some dinner, you eat, try and eat your dinner first. You don't hate me. Eat your dinner first, please. Can you stop kicking me? I don't want to be kicked. Can you stop kicking me? You kick me one more time, you go to your room. Eat some dinner and don't hit me. You do not hit me. No, you don't. Sit down and eat some dinner if you want your drink. No, you don't. No, you don't. You hate not doing as you're told.
You need to eat some little bit. If you don't eat any dinner, you can't have a bag of crisps.
Earlier,
would you like to
4-year-old
drink?
Amelia Davis told Tanya she would only eat
would you like to
certain
drink?
foods.
This one.
The family is preparing lunch and Tanya's asked parents Natalie and Matthew to give Amelia something to eat that she doesn't like. Tanya wants to observe how Mum and Dad handle Amelia's behaviour at a typical mealtime.
There's your spoon, and then you just have to put it on there like that. Please. Don't push it away. Just try it. Amelia, don't push it away and just try it, please.
Here you go. Listen, have a little bit of that. Have a bit of that and just cool down because we've been outside, so we're all hot, okay?
Just try a bit. Why don't you, Amelia, just lick the spoon, even without the... Look, it's tomato sauce. You love tomato sauce, don't you? Do you love tomato sauce? Look, that's just the sauce. So why don't you just try and lick the sauce for me? Amelia, look. Look at what's on the plate. Come here. Darling, just look at what's on the plate. Please. Come here, look at me. Look at me a minute. Just look at me a minute. You're not even crying.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. So which swing did you go on? Amelia, tell me which one you went on.
2 seats. I went on one.
You went on the one with 2 seats. With Joe? Look at the state of you. Is that worth it, Amelia? Is that worth it? All for not trying that.
With the first 2 families making themselves at home, Tanya's challenge is about to become much tougher with the arrival of the 3rd and final family of the week, the Oshatolas.
Hi, my name is Michael Washitola, and this is my wife, Kemi. We've got a great little boy called Jesse who means the world to us all, but at the same time he's given us a few problems.
The main problem being getting Jesse to bed before 1 o'clock in the morning.
As long as he knows that other people are up and about, they're awake, he's not too happy about that. He starts to throw a bit of a fit.
He has a very bad sleeping routine.
Fails to sleep any time before maybe, 12:30, 1 o'clock, more often than not, quite later than that. Jesse's like a right bundle of joy. I mean, frankly, honestly, by the time I've put my keys through the door, Jesse's normally at the door waiting for me, which is a great feeling. And we always spend a bit of time when I first come in, and I think it's important because he doesn't see me throughout the day.
But as Michael isn't usually home until 9 at night, it tends to disrupt the nighttime routine.
I will start to kick, scream. If you're obviously trying to lay him down, he'll pull you, he'll bite you, he'll pinch you. He'll do anything that he can physically do to make sure that he won't stay in that cot.
Jesse, can you stop it now? He's a very, very, very active boy. He really doesn't like to stay with one thing, so you have to keep looking for new things to excite him.
Although at a young age he's been diagnosed as having asthma, you can't leave him to cry for too long because eventually it will affect the way he breathes and the way he is.
Failing to get Jesse to sleep, the Oshitolas can spend the rest of the night trying to tire him out.
Sometimes I put him on his bicycle and just go around the corridors. Or we just take a walk around from the first floor to the second floor to the 7th floor, and we come back down. And to come back home again, trouble.
Going to bed so late means that Jesse won't get out of bed before noon the next day.
Mummy said sit!
I just want him to get into a routine whereby he settles down quite easily at night. He can read his book, have his bottle, whatever it may be, and fall asleep at a decent time and get up at a decent time as well. It's just a continuous cycle which we want to try and break.
There you go.
How you doing, you alright?
Oh yeah?
How you doing?
Hi,
Natalie. Hi, I'm Michael.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Natalie. Chris, how you doing, you alright?
George, Kemi.
Yeah?
Nice to meet you.
Well, our third and final family of the week have arrived, the Oshitolas. That's a big old sleep problem, isn't it? I mean, going to bed at midnight and them having to tire him out because they don't think he's tired. What are you going to do with this one?
Well, I've got to see the problem because their strategy to get him ready for bed, tired, is for him to be bouncing on a trampoline or to be racing around on his tricycle or to go up and down in the lift where they live for an hour or so. And then he sleeps late on in the morning. But I need to see the problem. I mean, what I do know is that Jesse has come into the house, so the last family in, and he hasn't had a nap yet, so I'm not even sure when he has a nap. So I've really got to try and get all the timings worked out in my mind.
Because today's observation day and you start the treatment tomorrow, what happens if they take Jesse up and down your corridor tonight at midnight? Are you going to let that happen?
Of course. I think, the thing about this house is that what has to happen on a Sunday is exactly as much as is possible happens in the home environment. I can't assume I understand a problem until I've seen it. So if he's going to be bouncing on that trampoline at 1 in the morning, so be it.
With all three families now in the house, the children are beginning to play together in the lounge.
Careful, Harry.
Big fishies in there, isn't there?
Too rough.
Come on, you're all right. You're all right. Come on, you're all right. That's it.
You okay?
Right, it was an accident, darling. It was an accident.
Go and say you're sorry, please, now.
Sorry. Okay.
Harry, don't start it again.
How do you think they're coping, Michael and Kemi and Jessie, coming in last? It's always hard coming in last because the other two families have often bonded. What are you learning from just watching their daytime behaviour?
I see that the parents are doing very well chatting while mayhem exists. I mean, the most extraordinary cushion fight I've ever seen in this house.
Fantastic.
Children who've never met before just bonding in a very significant way over beating each other around the head and face with soft furnishings. I mean, I'm just loving this little track of cushions that little Harry Galton is building and now using as stepping stones. Genius! This is what I love about kids. Look, no telly, hardly any toys, a few cushions, a bit of hysteria and we're off. It's all good.
3, 4.
Okay.
After watching the arrival of the third and final family,
nice to
Tanya
meet
has
you.
entered the house to talk to parents Kemi and Michael Oshatola to dig a little deeper about Jessie's acute sleeping problem.
What, tell me about the hours of sleep. What time does he go to bed? What time does he wake up?
Jessie doesn't go to bed until
He
about
doesn't
12, 1.
It varies, to be honest.
It varies.
12,
yeah.
what, midnight?
Yeah,
1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes 2.
I mean, I would say that's on an average night. You know.
Sometimes 2?
Yeah.
So you're awake with him until he goes to sleep?
Yeah.
And then he will sleep until when?
Till about 11 o'clock in the morning, 12.
Till 11 or 12 in the
Yeah,
morning?
sometimes I would do wake him up. So.
What sort of time would you wake him?
About 9 o'clock.
So what is your kind of, what would you like to be the situation when you leave here on Friday? What are you asking for?
I would love Jessie to be able to sleep in his cot.
Okay.
Although his cot is still in our room.
Right.
But, you know.
At least as a start, though, isn't it? That he's not in our bed 24/7.
Okay. Does he have his own room at home?
No.
So you live in a 1-bedroom flat, do you?
No, 2 bedrooms.
2 bedroom.
Oh right. So why haven't you got him in his in another room? Should
Yeah,
be in his
no,
own
the
room.
other room, my brother lives with us.
Oh,
So,
I see. Temporarily or full time?
well, full time.
Oh, you mean?
Toby.
Oh yeah, sorry. full time. He's got the upper room. We stay in.
Right. Okay. So sleeping in his cot on his own. So you guys get your bed back.
Yeah.
And what time do you want him in bed?
8 o'clock.
Well, no, I'll still say no, and I'll tell you why, because it would mean I wouldn't see him.
Right.
Because if I'm getting home 7 o'clock, 7:15, depending, and if I do something
you
else
leave
after
early
work,
while.
maybe it's 8:30, then I wouldn't see my son until weekends.
So in a sense, what you want is your son to have a sleep pattern that fits into your lifestyle, to your needs, to see your son when you see him, that sort of thing.
To a degree, yes, I would love to see my son when I get home from work. I mean, but to be frankly honest with you, the primary thing is get him sleeping and get enough rest so he grows as most children should do at his age.
It's mid-afternoon and Amelia Davis is playing in the garden with Harry Galton and his older brother Joe.
Hey, no, Harry. Harry, don't.
Yeah.
How about this?
On that one. Then this one.
No!
You get it?
Don't go yet! Ow!
Look, watch where you're going. Now, listen. Harry hasn't had a go. You come off, everyone has to share, and then you can go back on, please.
Don't
Come on.
push me.
Please, be a nice girl, please. Thank you very much. You've just had 2 big turns. Now, Harry, it's Harry's go. Now, that's a really nice thing to do. Thank you.
I don't want to play with someone else. I want to play on that.
Don't yell at me. Go and sit down on there and watch.
No!
Now, sit
No!
there. Sit there and do not speak to me like that, okay? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I know you're tired, Amelia, but there is no need for that.
Amelia's time out for not sharing the tractor is now over, but it seems that this particular toy is still causing problems. This time for the Galton brothers, 5.5-year-old Joe and 3-year-old Harry.
What are you doing? You go to your bedroom. You go to your bedroom now. Are you going to tell me what happened out there? Well?
Harry just went like that. My hand was thin and he just squashed it and
Do you think he did that on purpose? You think he was doing that on purpose? It was nothing to do with the fact he wanted you to get off the tractor and he told you to get off the tractor. But that's a reason to headbutt him, is it? That is so vicious. Why don't you say, "You're hurting my hand, Harry"? Well? Are you sorry you hurt him? Do you think you should tell him? Right. Do you think you can behave now? You don't. Do you think you need some time in your bedroom? And you can come out when you're ready, when you think you can be good? Fine. When you're ready, you can come out.
I can't dig up you.
I said he can come out when he thinks he can be good. I haven't made him stay there. I said if he wants to come out and say sorry to Harry, he could. There's no pressure on him to stay in there.
I can't do it.
Are you pushing?
Sorry, Harry.
Did you hear that?
So.
Oh, thank you, Joe, for saying sorry.
Harry, stop a minute.
I think it's
Did you hear what Joe said? Joe said sorry.
That's okay, you can come. Go through a picture.
He's got a picture for you, Belle. Oh!
Crash.
It's the final week and the House of Tiny Tearaways has opened its doors to 3 new families desperate for Dr Tanya Byron's help. The extreme behaviour of 3-year-old Harry Galton is pushing parents George and Chris to breaking point. Having tried everything they can to stop his marathon tantrums, Tanya is their only hope. 4-year-old Amelia's extreme fussy eating has made mealtimes a nightmare for the Davis family. Parents Natalie and Matthew have come to dread Amelia's mealtime tantrums and are constantly worried for her health. Parents Kemi and Michael Oshatola are desperate for Tanya's help with their son Jesse, whose severe sleeping problem has turned every bedtime into utter chaos. Still to come.
Don't get off your chair. Get out from there. Nightmare, these things, isn't it?
The children are playing outside, but the toy tractor is still causing arguments.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. I know, I'm not gabbing because he
that was... Okay, that was... But if you start shouting at people, that's what happens sometimes.
Now, to be honest, because he's being a bit aggressive and he's not letting anyone else play.
Sorry. He's saying sorry.
Good.
Come on. Right.
You're going to fight. Over here. I want you to listen to Mummy. The reason I took you off... Oh, you good boy. You good boy. Listen. Right, I think you can lay down there then and have your moment. You can't do that. It's not I'm not having it. This is part of it. He needs to learn to play with other children better. Right, you can listen to me. You want me? Please?
I want to play.
Now listen. The reason I took you off there is because you're screaming and shouting.
Yes.
Do you want a drink? How about you give Mummy a really big cuddle and then I will get you a drink. Oh, I'll have another one of those if they're going free. Oh, God. It would never be enough. It will never be enough. Right, what do you want to drink?
Tanya's given each family the same activity, to draw their family home together. Observing from her office, Tanya's hoping to get a better understanding of how the parents and the children interact.
Amelia, you come now, please.
No! No!
Look, we've all got to draw some pictures, OK?
No!
Listen, the deal is you either draw pictures or you have to go home, and we all stay here. So what we're going to do is we've got to draw our house and we can draw Mummy's car outside and Daddy's car and the garden and your bedroom.
No.
Come on, let's go.
No.
All right, we'll go to bed then.
No.
You can stay there then. Goodbye.
No. No.
Jessie, where do you sleep?
Where do you sleep? Show. Oh, where's Jessie there? Show me Jessie.
Jessie.
Oh, good boy.
And that's Mummy and Daddy's bed. That's Jessie's bed, isn't it?
Jessie.
Yeah, that's right.
Sit down with Daddy, please.
No.
Sit with Daddy, or you go to the bedroom. Which one is it?
No.
Which is it? Because you're going to go. Right, come on then.
No.
Come on then. Come and sit down. Come and sit down for 2 minutes.
Do you think sometimes Mummy and Daddy get upset when you get angry, Mummy and Daddy can't make you feel better? Do you think Mummy and Daddy get upset at that?
You're not supposed to do scribbling.
And when you calm down and you want to, and you might do it now, wait there for 2 minutes and I'll come and get you.
Should I draw Harry with a happy face or a sad face? Happy face. Are you a happy boy? Do you ever get sad? Do you ever get sad and cross at Mummy?
Yeah.
And tell Mummy off?
Yeah.
And call Mummy names?
Do you know why I did it? Why? Why do you think I did it? You do know, really. Why do you think I did that?
Because I didn't come to our house.
No. So why didn't you come to our house?
I was tired doing that.
I know you're tired, but we are asked to do something, and if you actually came and sat down, you might find you enjoy it.
Mum!
Harry?
Dad!
Harry, who's the boss in our house? Who's in charge?
I'm in charge.
You're in charge.
Oh, right.
Mum, let's go on.
Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. Lovely. Who's got the behavioural problem? Right.
Joe? Right, hold on a minute. Stop it. Stop it. Why are you doing this?
That colour.
So how do we draw the house? We go up on the sides, straight sides, and then we go
Lucas can help in a minute.
across, and then down. Good girl. Now, where's our windows? Oh, should we do the roof first?
Yes.
You first, fine.
Right.
Go on then.
Do
You
a picture of you.
Right, what should we do?
Well, you
should we
can
draw
just
that
do-
with a little pink pen?
Why don't you just do the faces?
Joe, who do you think's in charge of our house?
No.
No one. Do you think it's Mummy and Daddy?
No.
Do you think it's you?
No.
Do you think it's Harry?
I
Joe
don't
thinks
like Harry because he hurt me.
he hurt you.
Daddy never gets cross.
Having watched the
Right.
activity
So who's
in
the
Amelia's
person that gets
tantrum
cross
from
in
her
your
office,
house?
Tanya goes in to talk to the Davis family.
How much of this did Amelia do completely by herself?
She did all those faces.
Yeah.
No, darling,
We're talking about the picture.
I don't mind if you. I don't mind actually. If you don't mind me saying.
That's fine. No,
yeah.
that's fine. We started off by saying, right, let's draw all of us. So she did herself, and then she did Lucas, and then she did Daddy, and then she did me.
And did she have complete independent control over the colours that she chose and the lines that she drew and everything?
Not all of it, no.
No. So what happened then? How would you describe the process of this?
Just like
I guess we
influence.
When I was watching the drawing, I saw you being really in control of her to the point of holding her hand with the...
Yeah, because she won't do it.
She won't do it at all?
No.
She won't... So if you just let her do it on her own, she wouldn't have
Well,
done
she said,
anything?
I can't do it.
Right.
So she gives up.
Right, OK.
So she says, no, I can't do that.
How far do you think some of what we're talking about is important in understanding the problem that you've come into the house about? Do you think it's linked in any way? I just want to check that I'm, you know, this is sort of where I want you to know where my head is going.
They are very, they're very similar people.
It seems to me that you have a daughter who has a huge amount of control at mealtimes. I mean, so much so that she disables you from feeding her properly.
Yeah, completely.
Now, I'm wondering whether Amelia and you have got locked into some kind of battle over control.
Battle of wills.
And food is one area where she has got control.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's something we can think about. You're okay with that?
Yeah, I don't mind thinking about something. If it makes a difference to that, then I don't mind.
To this?
Yeah.
Right. You probably want to start mealtime,
yeah, we
so
do,
I'll let you get on with it. Right.
It's just after 6 o'clock and Natalie Davis is preparing a dinner of chicken, vegetables and rice for her family. At home, her 4-year-old daughter, Amelia, refuses to eat anything but yeast extract sandwiches and will scream if she doesn't get what she wants. Wary of the prospect of what Mum's cooking her, Amelia's on the sofa.
You alright? What's wrong?
I want to start away.
Huh? What's wrong?
I want it sandwich.
You want a sandwich? Alright, I'll tell your mum she get you a sandwich now, yeah?
She won't let me.
She will, I'll talk to her for you, yeah? Yeah? Alright, I'll talk to her, don't worry. She'll get you one now, yeah? Alright, hold on, don't cry though, yeah? Be a good girl? Alright, hold on 1 second, yeah? What type of sandwich do you want?
Marmite.
Marmite?
Stuff in my member.
Marmite with butter? Yeah? White bread? Brown bread?
Papa's brown bag.
Brown bread? Alright then, hold on 1 second, yeah? You must promise me to be a good girl, don't cry. Alright? Alright, come.
No!
Your little girl wants some sandwiches.
I know.
Marmite.
That's what the thing's about.
Oh, is it?
That's what she wants to eat all the time.
Alright. Well, so what time you give her what you've made, she'll be happy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know what kids are like, they just want to get their own way, don't they?
Yeah, they do. So that's exactly what it is. It's about wanting to have her.
I'll tell her a little white lie that she's getting some nice food soon, yeah? Hopefully she'll be alright.
Exactly.
Ordering with you.
Yeah.
She'll start working on you now, Michael. Start on you and then work her way around.
Did she ask for a gin and tonic as well?
Yeah, that's my mum. Go on. Okay. Spoke to your mum. She goes, she's going to make you some nice food now and give you what you want. Alright?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Really? Have you tried it before? So how do you know you don't like it? Because you don't? Why don't you try it? I'm sure she'll give you what you want.
Like, okay, what next?
What did you say then?
She's going to love that. The sight of that.
Earlier today, Amelia refused to eat anything at lunchtime and after a huge tantrum left the table after only having a drink of juice. Tanya has suggested that Mum Natalie and Dad Matthew try Amelia once again with a meal that she might ordinarily refuse. Tanya wants to observe the full extent of Amelia's eating problem and also how her parents deal with Amelia's behaviour.
Come on, please.
No.
Come and sit down, please.
No.
I'm not going to chase you. Come and sit down.
No.
Come and sit down. Lucas, me, Mummy and you are going to sit down at the table and we're going to have some tea, okay?
I don't want to.
Well, you can sit there and stay there.
No.
Sit down.
No.
Stay
Amelia,
there.
just sit, please.
Have a look at what it is first. Don't get off your chair. It's really hot, don't give it to him. Get out from there.
No.
Get out now.
No.
You've got 3.
Amelia, you're going to regret it. Come out, Bob.
Have some of that and calm down. You can
That's
move
why
that.
you're supposed to face this
Just
way.
sit here with us while we finish our tea,
As
please.
soon as we finish this, you can go and have a quick
We can
bath
go and have
and
a
go
bath,
away.
both of you, and you two are going to bed, okay? Because it's bath time and bedtime. So just sit. Do you want some of this?
No.
You don't want any juice?
No.
Okay, don't have it then. Have nothing.
Amelia's been having a tantrum for 10 minutes solid when the Goldens start their
Have you any
dinner.
crisps or grapes or anything later on? No, listen to me first. You have to eat your sandwiches. If you don't eat your sandwiches, there is nothing else to eat today. Do you understand? Harry, if you don't eat your sandwiches, what happens? I've told you to turn round and sit round properly at the table.
Amelia. I'm making you one. The kettle's on.
Come on, darling, sit down. Please sit down. Right, listen.
Right, Harry, I've got you a drink, but it's very hot. We'll wait for it to cool down.
Listen, Mummy said it's very hot.
The Davis family have finished their supper, and yet again Amelia has eaten nothing.
Right, second and
She is going to be one hungry girl in the morning. Isn't she?
Yep.
I said it's very hot.
What, Harry?
Nightmare, this thing, isn't it?
Let's take us to your room to calm down for a bit. You can't come in, you go to your room to calm down for a bit. Come on, calm down for a bit.
After Dad, Chris
right.
Golden, has timed Harry out for 3 minutes, he brings him back to the table to finish
That's
his tea.
it, no more.
I have to mix it around. Okay. Yeah. Dad. Dad.
Okay.
I need to spoon now.
I'll tell you what, we need to put some toys away first, Joe. Should we put some of the bricks back in the bucket first?
You going to eat your sandwich? Well, no, because you're having a bath and going to bed. Look, it's getting dark outside.
Harry has now been having a tantrum for half an hour.
Time for your bath now. Your tea's been there ages, you're not having it now. You've had... Right, I want you to calm down. Calm down. Right, I'll calm down for a bit.
See you in the morning.
It's nearly 7:30 and after an exhausting day, the children are in bed. Except for 2-year-old Jessie Oshitola.
Stop it!
At home, parents Michael and Kemi struggle with their son Jessie's bedtime routine.
What's wrong? What's wrong? What? You tired?
Chicken.
It's now 8 o'clock and he's having his dinner.
You're so fussy. I'm tired.
No.
What?
No.
Go on and eat your food.
20 minutes later and Jessie has fallen asleep. At home, 2-year-old Jessie sleeps in a travel cot but rarely goes a full night without climbing into his parents' bed. As today is observation day, Tanya has asked Michael and Kemi to follow their usual routine.
I have to put him in his cot.
His cot?
Yeah.
No, just let him sleep with us as per normal, that's what she said, isn't it?
Oh, did she say that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what she said. As per normal. And that's where he normally sleeps, so.
I never heard her say put him in your bed. I didn't.
No, what she said is do as per normal.
Yeah, as in behave as per normal, not.
Yeah, so
don't
where's he
put
normally
Jessie.
sleep?
Whatever.
With daughter Amelia asleep, Matthew and Natalie Davis reflect on their first day in the house.
What did you think of today?
It's just so much to like take in. It's just really intense, and just because it was just, you know, it's all new, and then there's other people's children to consider. So it's,
But I felt sorry for Amelia because I thought.
well, she's a shame she's the only girl actually. And boys by definition.
More energetic.
Well, and also just a bit, you know, a bit rougher.
Yeah.
It's 9:30 and after only an hour of sleep, Jessie Oshitola has woken up. Jessie suffers from the skin condition eczema and it's disturbing his sleep.
Oh, you're scratching. Oh no. Jessie scratching.
Mum Kemi has been trying to settle Jessie for half an hour.
Okay?
Dad Michael takes over.
What's wrong? Tired? Huh?
Crawling about a bit.
Yeah, we just need to pick up the bits, don't we, really?
You all right?
Yeah, he's still awake.
No.
Back to normal. I'm so tired.
I know it. That's the thing. It's the tiredness bit, isn't it? Tiredness, rather.
He's still awake.
Oh.
That's
Is he
why.
irritated?
I don't know, he's got like a bit of rash on his knee, so he's just itching. Yeah.
Oh.
Huh? Another scratch? Okay. Here? Here? Alright. Go ahead. Huh? Here? I can't stay in no more, Jessie.
No.
I'm going.
No.
You want me to stay?
Yes.
Then stop scratching, alright? Stop.
It's now 11 o'clock and in the Galtons' bedroom, Dad Chris and Mum George are in bed discussing their first day in the House of Tiny Tearaways.
One of the folks at work said, "Oh, I watched that the other day." I said, "They're going to get you crying." I said, "Da-da-da."
How long have you been in the house before you were crying?
Yeah. I wasn't, I didn't actually, just a bit chat.
No, you were, darling. That's fine, though. I think you do have a lot of built-up emotion.
I do worry about you as well.
But me? I'm fine.
Yeah, so you keep telling me. Do you know what? I would rather have our problem than theirs. A child who doesn't sleep, because that would just...
I need my
Imagine
sleep.
how we could cope. We just couldn't cope with that, could we?
No, I just need my sleep.
Yeah.
Coming up on tomorrow's show.
She's got into this space with you where she feels like she's letting you down.
Just maybe never thought of it in that way.
My worry, and this is where I'm going to hit you with something quite big, but when I see it with females and with food...
You're going to say she can get anorexia or she's going to grow up with some eating disorder.
It could become a problem.